Let's see if this works. Sound test. 1, 2, 3. YouTube stream. Twitch stream. I think it's on. Here's the link to the leaderboard. Okay, hi Lydia. Maybe I will copy this. Oh, the wrong formatting. Do I think Arthur will get gold? I don't know, hard to say that early. What else do I need to do? The stream will basically start in a few minutes. I need to polish out some technical details. Okay, welcome everybody to the stream. I'm Kamil, and we are half into the first day of International Olympiad in Informatics 2026. In a moment we'll look at the leaderboard. The stream is sponsored by Harbor Space. Harbor Space also is going to stream free classes for for high school students. And I will post info about those classes today in Codeforces. So if you are still eligible for IOI next year, you will be able soon to join the free group classes that will be conducted via Discord and Zoom. Weekly classes. I think that's great. So big thanks to Harbor Space, both for sponsoring the stream and for organizing the things that you will get in the next months. So this is first of 2 days of IOI. IOI is a competition for high schoolers and below. So basically before university. You cannot have graduated high school before. I mean, it's okay if you have graduated just, a month ago or 2 months ago. And we have 4 participants from every country, or at least from most countries. As you can see right now, the top places are taken by China, 1st and 3rd place. I pasted links to the leaderboard and the tasks in the chat. Yeah, 10th grade is okay, so you still are eligible. Let's see, what do we have also? Does the queue work? And there are 3 tasks, and actually tasks are published already. They are, yeah, sure, go there. They are here. I will repaste the link. Tasks, and on Twitch, tasks. I mean, still link is there. The easiest is tiling, and we will soon go through it. The tiling game. That's actually already solved by, what, 200 people fully? I think it might be the easiest IOI task in the recent years, which is interesting. The worst score distribution? I don't know, because there is an easy task. Maybe you mean that right now everybody has the same number of points, and you know, that's temporary. I also have this thing will be useful. I want just the queue. Oh, it's simply too far to the right. So what about, nope. Here we go. Oh, that's not a good place for that. Also, I might want to decrease the size. And I need to show the full thing. Height, what is the height? That looks good. Okay, for now this is fine. Later maybe I will polish it out. Okay, for now. Yeah, 200 solves is the most in the recent years, but it doesn't mean it's bad. I think it's okay if 1 out of 6 problems is easy. Okay, so there are 2 days. Each usually has 3 tasks. I don't know if the rules specify that, but by default it's 3 tasks worth 100 points each, no matter the difficulty. And it's very important for contestants to actually read all the tasks and find the easy ones. In particular here, it's clear that there is one very easy task, tiling. In a few minutes I think we will look at the statement. Then there is ball machine and monuments. Monuments apparently solvable. Already a guy from China has 100 points. Ball machine, so far everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people have the same subtasks. I'm saying subtasks because in IOI it's common that there are some general limits, like here size of the grid, NM up to 100 and some other things. And then there are subtasks, so easier tasks. Like maybe, you know, in math it would be solve quadratic equation is a full task versus here it's just solve a linear equation. Just easier version of the task. How many gold medals will be awarded? It should be 1/12. So the ratio. I think I made exactly the same drawing a year ago during the live stream. Whatever is the number of contestants, half will get medals, including 1/12 that will get a gold medal. Gold, I will just say G. This is gold medal. Then there is silver. And then there is bronze. And that's, so think about splitting all participants into 12 parts. 1/12 will get gold, 2/12, which is 1/16, will get silver, and 3/12, which is 1/4, so 25% will get this. In total, half the people will get medals. And that means there are around 400 people. So around 200 will get medals, and around 1/12 of that, so 35 people will get a gold medal. Now this leaderboard might include some out of contest people, like extra people from Uzbekistan, the host country, maybe some countries not eligible for medals like Russia. I don't know the rules, but you can see that some appear under IOI flag, like in sports. Russia doesn't participate. Where is Kevin 114 and so on? Code versus. So what's his full name actually? This. Is he Adam Xu? Is that his? But no, he's from China, right? So no. Oh, here he is. This is Kevin. So this is possibly the strongest participant this year. And, well, he got the easy task. Yeah, iOS free is Russian. Okay. Am I late for starting competitive programming just before going to college? No. Will you be the best in the world? Not likely. But I don't see why you wouldn't participate at all. So quick look at the leaderboard maybe before we look at the task of tiling. We have, so doing 100 is very nice because you have a lot of points and you have the peace of mind. You solving a task fully is so great because you get rid of the stress of, oh no, I have only 20 points right now and it's middle of a contest, and you have only 2 tasks to focus on. So easily you can read both and just think even about both almost at the same time, like 10 minutes on this one, 10 minutes on that one. Compare that to working on 3 tasks at the same time. Also, people who don't have 100, possibly they wasted time on subtasks. if the task for 100 is that easy, then you should not spend too much time on subtasks. So right now, the only thing I would say is that those people are in much better situation than those people. Unless here somebody has really a lot of points for A or B, but I don't see that to be the case. Yeah, then clearly 100 for monuments is also convenient, and here we have right now a clear winner right now. This is the best situation you can be in. But also some people have 71 points. I think that this situation might be better than just 47 and 32, because you have more points in ball machine than anybody else. Right now, 3 people have 71 points for ball machine, 2 from US and 1 from Poland. Obviously, I cheer for Poland because I am from here. Now you will get into IOI before uni, but also it's not a loss not to go to IOI. I also didn't go to IOI. I started late. Lydia says that estimation is, by the way, gold 33. Gold is 33 people, then 65, and then bronze medal 95. In particular, this means that silver cutoff is 100 places, and then 193 places for any medal. Those are the numbers. So you need to be basically top 33 for gold, top 100 for silver, top 200 for bronze. I started at 15, but I didn't have any coach. That's on one hand. On the other, also, I see you didn't see my screen fully with the math. So let me move that. I didn't start with a coach. When I got to university, I started attending regular classes and trainings. On the other hand, I was already good at math. So now sort by general score. Yeah, so we have China, Japan, Australia. I needed to put my mouse over the flag, not to mistaken Australia with New Zealand. Sorry, but what is the New Zealand flag? Every year, IOI commentary is an opportunity for me to learn some flags. Okay, so just Australia has an extra star below it. There, okay, there is a star. Fine. China, Hong Kong, UK, Singapore, Vietnam, Cyprus. Oh, Cyprus, very high. Croatia, 2 people from Russia. I'm certainly interested in Poland. Right now, 1 person at gold level performance and very nice score of 100 here, 71. This is where you want to be. So I would say this is like provisional 2nd or 3rd place right now in terms of convenience. Then Stanisław at silver performance and 2 people with just 100 points for tilings, which is at the moment bronze, but anything can happen. Artur Smoleński is very young. Anybody here knows what's his grade or what's his age? Is he like, what, 14? I tried to get to IMO, but if I was 1 point higher in national stage, I would be tied at going to IMO, but I think I would lose some tiebreaker. So let's say I was 2 points away from IMO, from the Math Olympiad, International Math Olympiad. I will later go through other countries, I think. But now I want to look at the tiling tasks. That's fine, right? Yeah. So this particular task is here. tiling. Uzbekistan so good. Okay, I will check Uzbekistan just because I trained them recently. So I went to Uzbekistan a couple of months ago. And that's actually right now very strong performance. 3 people around the gold medal cutoff. That's nice. Maybe I will now read a problem statement and it will turn out that by coincidence I covered with them something extremely similar. We'll see. A year ago I was, by the way, an author of one of the tasks, but it's not public knowledge who are the authors. So already I can answer a question of, am I an author this year, with an answer of, I cannot say. Sorry. Plov so good? Yes, I agree. It's very nice. It's fat, but not in a bad sense. Kostka, you make me cry. Okay, tiling. So there is a grid of size, let's say 2n by 2n. And you will be given I've already read the task like just before the stream. You're given 2 by 2 blocks with colors, white and black. Every such tile or block that you're given has at least one white tile. You must place it on the grid immediately. In total, you will cover the full grid. So you're given, if the grid is of size 10 by 10, you will get 25 blocks. 25 times size 4 each of them is 100 in total area covered. Your opponent wins the game if there is any 2 by 2 square of black cells. So it's forbidden to make 2 by 2 black square, and you want to place the blocks in order to win. So this is the tiling game. Problem 1, or actually this is problem 3, or C, tiling game. I can also put that information here. You can open the ranking and now check your countries on your own. Now I want, I guess, to insert a table. Let's say 6 by 6. I hope you can see the lines. Now what will happen? Nope. One by one, you're given such blocks of size 2 by 2. Each of them is in some way colored. Let's say that I will use colors white and red. Let's say, and each of them has at least one white. So let's say you're given something like this, and you need to immediately place it somewhere on the grid. Let's say, and it needs to be aligned. You are not allowed to do this. This is not a legal move, because then you will not fit all the blocks. You are given, well, n squared divided by 4 blocks in total, and you need to fit all of them without overlapping. And because of that, you need to place them so that top left corner would be at coordinate 0, 0, or 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, and so on. For example, let's say I decide to place it right here. Then another block comes. It's an interactive task. 1 by 1 blocks come. Let's say this one has red here, white, and white. Every block has at least one white. So let's say I placed this one here. Of course, the hardest situation is if 3 cells are red and only one is white. And now, if, for example, this happens, you're very close to losing. You're not allowed to make 2 by 2 red square. So if now a new thing comes and it looks like this, with, let's say, this situation, then you're not allowed to place it here, because if you do this, then here we have a forbidden 2 by 2 square. But you can, of course, place this guy somewhere else, like maybe here. So there is 2n by 2n grid, empty grid. You're given that many blocks of size 2 by 2, 1 by 1. It's an like interactive task, or at least you need to do it online. Every given block has at least one white cell, and you need to place it immediately. You cannot obtain any 2 by 2 red square anywhere on the grid. The process stops when the full grid is... Oh, I'm stupid, right? This was already forbidden. You're right. So let's say that this was white. Okay. Clearly, the most difficult case is if we are always given 3 reds. So it's almost like, I guess, thinking that... Oh no, where is my thing that I kept copying? Let me Control Z a little bit. Okay, copy that. Control Y a little bit. No, please give me the square. Yes, we are saved. So it seems that we simply should think that there are 4 shapes. 4 L shapes with different rotations, and we need to place them one way. It's some kind of Tetris. Well, the tiles do not come from above, but generally it's not that different from Tetris. This bottom right is missing. The question is just how we can arrange those guys. What is the queue in the left? It's the current submissions. So for example, you can see that right now somebody from I don't know, so from somebody from the US, Jason Sun, is right now at 50th place, and he solved the second task B. I think equal to character, the yellow equals, means that the score did not change. But he submitted the task. He is right now at 154 points. So you see the current rank, country, name of a person, the current total score, the task that they submitted, A, B, or C, and the delta of points. Green positive number means that this person got extra points. Okay, now I think it might be worth it to think about the grid being split into those 2 by 2 squares, and let's try to actually solve it. Well, It seems obvious that here in the corners, or generally here, you want to get the white side to be close to the middle, right? So this is stupid. Placing it here is stupid because you make a lot of red neighbors and you make it hard to not to make a forbidden situation there. So it seems when I get this kind of thing, I should place it like that. Actually, perfectly, I should fill the corner. So let's say I get this thing first. If that's indeed the case, then I will place it here because I know it will not create any collision with anything in the future. If I get another such thing, I can, I think, place on another such corner. And now let's say I get this thing. Why? Why is this connected? Okay, I will use this. This I would place here. Now, this, I need to copy the smaller thing. This I would place here, and I'm guessing that one by one we can always place something in such a way that we know it will never collide with anything in the future. So now I should think about this grid already split into 2 by 2 things. So this, each of them is already 2 by 2. And for any new shape, can I always place it in such a way that it will not create collisions in the future? Initially, I can just take a corner, right? And then always, if I get this shape, I want to place it in such a place that already above it and to the left of it, those things are taken, or those are walls. Mouse or a pen? Yeah, it's a drawing tablet. I have a pen in my hand. I need to remember about the queue. Here we go. So is it true that always there always exists the current shape, right? There is a grid. Already, let's say I used some part here, I used some part there, some part here, some part here. I can always choose, okay, I can always choose something topmost in terms of ties leftmost, and this is where I will place this guy. And similarly for the other shapes. I think that's it, right? So I think solution is that, I think so, this is C solution. In any way you want. I mean, it can be a set, it can be like a Boolean grid, and you will use something like 2 pointers. There should be many ways. But you start with n by n grid of available slots. When L shape of this form comes, and let's say it's the red, 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 white, and here R is black in the statement. I used red and white because I have a black background. When you have this, so this is the R shape, the L shape. Let's say you have this. Okay, then find the topmost available slot. If many such, then choose leftmost of them. It's guaranteed that nothing empty is above and to the left of such a slot, such a 2 by 2 slot. And also by placing exactly this shape, you guarantee that it will not create a future collision with something on the right and on the left. Okay, right, it's not that easy. I guaranteed that doesn't have those collisions. We need to explain how it doesn't create collisions here. That's not obvious. In particular, well, the left, this thing on the left and on the, okay, I think, no. So I claimed that such a tile will not create a collision with anything here or anything here when I place it in like top left corner. It will also not create a collision there. But when I place it, what future collisions can it create? It can create a collision here, and it can create a collision here. So we need to be careful with this. In particular, yeah, I think it might be not valid solution. Maybe we will need to choose like the first diagonal. Is OpenAI also testing the AI in private space? I'm quite confident that OpenAI can solve everything this year, 600 points, because already in the past year they are winning or almost full solving everything. I will be very surprised if they cannot, if ChatGPT, some advanced version, cannot solve everything. Okay, well, where can I see the rankings based on medals? And yeah, I mean, the AdCoder World Tour Finals is a different competition. I don't know if they won that. Are you saying they won, or are you asking? AI is just superior now in algorithmic problem solving, and there's no way changing that. Let's look at the ranking, which is very important. Still no difference at the top. One person with 200 points. Also another guy from China with 200 points. That very strong Nutella, the legendary grandmaster from China, Kevin, is still not close to the top. That's a shame. How is so Uzbekistan? We can see on the left that they are still quite high. In particular, Timur is still at the gold threshold with 175 points. So that was Uzbekistan. I want to see Poland. Franek with also a gold medal right now. At least everybody has 100 points for tilings. I wonder what is now the strongest participant without tiling. So it would be nice here to see also their Code Forces rating. But I think you will be mad after a contest if you cannot solve the easy task for 100. Jahangir is also good on A and B. Is that only a nickname or also? Yes. Okay, yeah, well, those are reasonable scores for A and B. I agree. Yep. the contestants do not see the scoreboard. How much difficult it is compared to Codeforces Division 1? Well, it's different because you have more time. So it's hard. It would be very hard to solve IOI day in 2 hours or 2 hours and a half that you are given in a Codeforces round. Also, it's hard to full solve Codeforces round in full time. So IOI tasks tend to consist of more steps. I think a good IOI task is not about a single observation, where in Codeforces, even the Division 1 F problem in Codeforces can be based on a single difficult observation, and then everything else in that problem is easy. That is possible, and that happens. So it's very hard to compare the difficulties. Maybe, and also IOI has subtasks. So I don't know, let's say that today it's like this is still above Division 1A. It takes time to solve. But I would say maybe Division 1B, and then something like, I don't know, D and F. Jahangir is the best in Uzbekistan. Well, if that's the case, then he will be in a good situation once he gets 100. Have contestants from Uzbekistan mixed up first and last name. Where can I prepare for IOI? I mean, everywhere. There are many platforms like Codeforces and AdCoder, and you should, once you are on proper level, you should do problems from past Olympiads. Also, actually, very good question. Where you can prepare is also Harbor Space classes that will start soon, and they will be free. And so those will be free group classes. On some easy level, I think we will start already in a few days, so maybe next week. The more advanced classes on actual National Olympiad level will start at the end of the month, I think. And all the details will be posted in Codeforces. Yeah, Lydia is heavily involved in more ICPC than IOI, but also in the overlays. So the queue that you see on the left, the thing that here I'm turning off and on, that's what I got from Lydia. Or L. Perovskaya. Now, has India ever gotten a gold medal in IOI? Ever, not even. Yes. Okay. Oh, the gold. What is India go for gold? Is that for ICPC, right? Or just a general thing? IOI and ICPC. Okay. 3 times. Okay. Really bad time in Bolivia. I mean, if you're from Bolivia and you're awake now, I would guess that, okay, it makes sense that you're going to sleep. Eastern America, I mean, Eastern United States or Canada, and also a lot of South America is what, -6 hours, so it's 3 o'clock for you. IOI team 3 is Russia, yeah. So, and I don't know about others. There are some surprising countries that are under IOI flag now. It's Russia, I think, Belarus, Israel, and some country that you wouldn't guess. That like something like Turkmenistan. I don't know why. Okay, thank you, Golanov. Sorry, Golovanov. Where is that? Oh, here, 153.182. So those are some statistics. From China, we have Kevin, who right now is not close to the top because he doesn't have any points for B, almost any points, if I remember correctly. And then anybody knows Z301, what is his full name? Maxim Kravchenko is also Nutella. Yeah, he's 10th place. Russia generally, oh, this is IOI Team 2. So what is IOI Team 2? Is how, okay. How many days will there be? 2 days. The guy from Japan is actually top 100 on Adcoder. That's, I think, very nice achievement. Of course, Codeforces is not the only platform out there. And for people from China or Japan, it's inconvenient to participate in Codeforces rounds because it's very late. So this Codeforces rating is not just one and the only important global rating. Many people from China, if you open their profiles, they actually don't participate that much. Like here, it's a history of what, 15 contests? Here also not that many. Well, one thing is that they tend to have multiple accounts, which is not nice, actually, it's forbidden, where they don't participate from one account. And another is that 90-something% of their practice actually comes from Chinese online judges. Team 2 is Israel, thank you. Okay, it makes sense because that it seemed that it's an English sounding name, and for a moment I forgot that Israel is also under IOI flag. I mean, your messages, I think, are displayed. Yeah. I highlight only some messages. I'm happy that you enjoyed the dynamic programming videos. Okay, now back to solving the task, maybe. So it's obvious that it will be some greedy solution. This is the task, if you have just joined. Hi, dog. I have a German Shepherd. Sometimes he whines and he wants to join the stream. I don't remember what grade Arthur is. So this is the easiest task, tiling game. This is the statement. And my proposed solution is that greedily, well, we need to place those 2x2 tilings, L shapes. Those are the most difficult parts. We can get other shapes, but they are only easier. And for each of them, we need to now greedily decide where to place it. No, the time penalty doesn't matter. So only the total points matter. And then there might be a tie. Now, when there is this shape, I guess that we really place it like top left in some meaning. But when I place it, I want to prove that it doesn't have collisions right now. It doesn't create any forbidden 2x2 red square. And also it will not make the situation impossible in the future. Tiling is the second simplest problem in the last decade. Seems so, yeah. Is the simplest something like from 10 years ago. What is the simplest problem? Around a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I conducted IOI online camp, also sponsored by Harbor Space, just like this stream. And when we discussed some task from 2016, so a task from 10 years ago, I don't remember the name, I actually said, I told the students, it's unlikely that now you will get such an easy task. And apparently it's not really correct. You can get such an easy task. DNA. Okay. I remember, I don't remember covering DNA during any camp, but I remember that it was discussed for the sake of some Polish competition, like ICPC stage or potyczki. Wasn't there a one-liner? I mean, one-liner solution sometimes is not easy to come up with. Native language, there are translations. Even here, where are the tasks? So earlier I pasted link to the tasks, and actually we can see translations in many languages. So for example, I can show you the statement in Polish. Gra w kafelki. 2 players grają w grę na planszy złożonej. Somebody got 90 points for ball machine. Now 2 full scores for monuments. And a lot of, well, let me maybe sort by the full amount. Around 215 with full score for tiling. Okay. So let's say that I'm now placing this here greedily, the L shape. Possibly earlier, well, I know that here I placed something such that it doesn't give me such a 2x2 square. Can it happen that what I placed is this? And can it happen that later I placed this? Well, no, because when I placed that, I tried to use rightmost. So I think it's not really a great situation. This would be bad. We don't want this scenario to happen. So maybe I want to have an invariant that there isn't any 1x2 red thing here. So if already, I wonder if that can be satisfied. Let's say that already there is here, I placed some stuff. I think I want to go for this invariant or a lemma, something that I will prove by induction, is that there isn't any, the border of the things that I already filled, that I already covered, do not have any 1x2 red rectangle. So if this highlighted part is taken, then I want to claim that there isn't any such situation. If that's indeed the case, and now I place the L shape like that, then indeed it will not give me any collision. Like this cannot be all red because of this invariant. Similarly this, similarly this, right, because of that. And now, after I place that, I would need to prove that I don't have any, I mean, that's on the border of the shape already used. So I think that generally there is no 2 by 2 square with 1 by 2 red and 1 by 2 empty. That's not a good situation. By empty, I mean something that still needs to be filled. So if I start by doing this, the invariant is true. If I did this, the invariant wouldn't be true, because here there is 2 by 2 square, that is red, red, empty, empty. Also, this is white and this is white. So this is not a good situation. But by me using this, I don't break the invariant. And by doing, let's say, this thing, I still don't break the invariant. Generally, when I place the L shape with a white here, and I do it according to this rule of we find the topmost available 2 by 2 slot. If many such slots, then choose leftmost of them. Then it means that those things are already filled. So because this is taken, I know that a moment ago this wasn't the invariant thing, so it wouldn't be 2 red. Here, for example, well, I need to say something more about this maybe. So I guess also it cannot happen that what I see is taken by red, taken by red, taken by red, and here empty. That's also not good. Actually, it's even strictly worse than that. Right, also know this shape, even worse, where it's red, 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 and here it's empty. This is not white, this is empty. Oh, wait, no, can't happen. Let me see the chat. Z301 is this guy, okay. I'm using OneNote for drawing. Yes, I am from Poland. C should be solved by always using corners plus sides. I mean, that's intuitive, and I think that this is a valid solution. For other L shapes, you do the rotation. Place same shapes for a row. I will investigate that idea. Can we see the problems? Yes, you can scroll the chat up. At the beginning there is link to the problems. Also, I guess I can put it in YouTube description. I will do that in a moment. Yes, I am aware of him. Well, the contest is not over, so maybe he will improve. Almost everybody uses C++. It used to be the case that other languages are allowed. I don't know if that's the case anymore. Put white tops at bottom and white bottoms at top. Row first. Isn't that equivalent to my solution? My solution will do exactly that, right? So I will, in this full grid with 2 by 2 slots, I will place something here and there, here, there. This is my solution. And then we just need to think what happens in the last row that we are filling. the whites are here. Maybe instead of my invariant, it would be easier to here prove that in any 2 by 2 red square there is at least one white. For example, we can I mean, in every such square it's trivial to prove that at least there is one white. In every such square, yeah, that seems easy. Okay, it works. So I think that this greedy solution works, and in other words, you first fill the top row and the bottom row. Unless that's fully filled, then you move to the next row, where those with a white at the bottom you put at the top, and the other way around. Okay, so I'm happy with my solution. Constructive problems are generally in competitive programming, and I would say that, I know it's, construction appears as part of computer science. When you, for example, try to find max flow or bipartite matching, then it's also some kind of construction. So when you find max matching, it's find one of many max matchings. Fourth China member, just not doing too well right now. But I remember from a year ago that there was a guy from the US that struggled heavily, even though he was, I think, the strongest there and got a gold or silver the previous year. Or actually was maybe second place so was second place 2 years ago, but a year ago struggled heavily. If you have multiple whites in a block that is given to you, then it's even easier. So you can do a mental or implementational trick of, if you're given a 2 by 2 square and this is white, and those two are black or forbidden, then pretend that this is also forbidden and do the logic for this L shape. So everything that is everything that is easier for me, we treat as still an L shape of some type. Used to teach C++ during high school years. Nowadays they want to switch to Python. I think it's okay to switch to Python because Python is easier, and actually when I taught in high school for some time, like non-Olympiad teaching, I also taught Python because I think it's simpler, and in things outside of computer science people use it, like in maybe finance. If you want to create some simple script or you want to compute something, Python is enough for that. You don't need to use C++. Yeah, I think I was talking about Rainbow, correct. Please don't repeat messages. At least, not more than one repetition. I will put useful links in the YouTube description. So maybe replace IOI link with this and problems with that. Tasks here, save. Okay, YouTube description modified. You know what I find sad is that why in code forces there is right now no discussion about IOI. Nothing. So what is the biggest IOI blog post right now. Like I want to maybe post information about this stream. IOI 2026. Teams, Uzbekistan. So there is a list of teams. There is this thing from 3 years ago, which is an announcement. This thing. Okay, so this seems to be most important thing. There isn't just a blog post discussing IOI. That's maybe sad. I think it's now late to create it, though. I think I will post some stuff. Ranking, tasks, my unofficial live commentary. Anything else? What did Lydia send me? Scoreboard problems, website, IOI website. Yeah, good. There are people from Pakistan. So if you cannot see them, it's just about scrolling down or searching. A list of IOI participants. I wonder how strong community is compared to 10 years ago. So is the competitive programming community always was around the Codeforces. Codeforces is the biggest forum in some way. Though it's not very accessible, right? Only like in some way it's recommended that high-rated people post and others shouldn't spam. It's a specific forum. And then there are Discord servers. So maybe Discord is bigger and servers are more active than 10 years ago. But Codeforces, I don't know, hard to compare. I don't think competitive programming is dying. I'm guessing that numbers are higher than ever. So number of people participating in Codeforces. If you look at Codeforces 2025 summary by Mike. Wrap up. What is this? Actually, I didn't see this blog post. Mike Mirzayanov always did a summary of the year with some numbers. Anybody has a link to something like that? You mean you're too old or you're too young? Forces Mike. By the way, it would be so, I mean, the competitive programming as a whole would be so much worse without Codeforces and without Mike. I want to see statistics. Okay, the last statistics post was from a year and a half ago. It was 15th anniversary of Codeforces, and this is the last time when we see this. I thought that Mike posts that every year. Stopped doing lead code competitions a couple of years ago because of AI cheating. I agree that that part is sad. So I'm sure that many people do not participate now because they know that many people above them are cheaters. And I think it's sad. I think I kind of forgot about this part. Also, I don't know how much I would enjoy competitive programming if I started now. It was great 10 years ago to fight for the top places. I knew that I can be, let's say, in top 5 of a contest. I hoped for that. If instead of top 5 I would always only fight for top 50, well, that wouldn't be so motivating. That being said, I was heavily motivated specifically by ICPC. But I wanted to get, a gold medal. If possible, I wanted to win. And that's not really dependent on cheating. It's an on-site event. Yeah, Codeforces is single most important platform. Even if I claim that AdCoder has better problems nowadays, still Codeforces is way more important. Competitive programming without AdCoder would be similar. Competitive programming without Codeforces would be just completely different. Yes, Topcoder is, like, for a long time was so inconvenient. It's a big topic. But yes, you're right, Topcoder user experience was terrible, and also it was separate app for participation and some smaller forum. Codeforces is one big thing. You open codeforces.com, it's competitions and the forum. It's good format in terms of this being big and gathering the community. I understand it took the joy out of it. You can argue that what's really a difference between top 500 and top 5000? Also, what's the difference of mine, top 5 versus top 50? But I think it's important where you see the opposite of progress. I don't know, regress? Is that a word? Regress. Yeah. Where you seem to be, closer to the top. You still can do on-site competitions. I think that we should get back to a lot of on-site competitions. In particular, I will try to convince Harbor Space to organize something on-site in the next year. Because you cannot cheat in an on-site, or at least it's very hard. Because of that, competitions like IOI and ICPC are great. They actually check the skill. Happened to you too, yeah. What is the fun of competing online with AI cheaters these days? I think you need to not care that much about the rank, the place in a competition. That being said, I understand how it's motivating to fight for top places. So big part of the motivation disappears now because of AI. What you can still have is you can enjoy problem solving. So if you enjoy it enough, then I think you're good. And if you don't enjoy problem solving and it's just about competing, then I guess competitive programming is not great nowadays. Yeah, everybody can participate. For ICPC, you need to do the trivial thing. You need to solve thousands of problems. For IOI, maybe it's fewer than that. Kevin is doing better. This actually is a good situation. Eventually he will switch to the B problem if he has enough time. And if he gets at least now, let's say 36 points, like many people have, then that's plus 33, and that's already 210, so top 5. He's good. I don't remember what this comment refers to. If you're talking about IOI, it's a bigger topic. You need to participate in your country. If you're talking about harbor space organized things, there will be announced on Codeforces. The problems are public. I can repaste the link. Oh yeah, the style of Codeforces problems is so-so. Well, indeed. If you don't care about online ratings and you focus on your performance in odd sites, it's good. Maybe because of that, it's also more important than ever to have a group of friends. It can be in your city, it can be online, where you try to improve together. So just looking at your rank in Codeforces is more and more stupid. But if you, let's say in your country, you have few colleagues and you know that you're on similar level, you try to compete, and also you discuss problems together, you upsolve together. By together, I don't mean in the same room or exactly at the same time, but roughly you all try to get better. I think that's good. In upsolving, there is no reason to cheat, or the motivations is very small to cheat, so that might be good. I think just being alone in competitive programming now and having the only feedback in form of your Codeforces rank is not healthy. Yeah. I mean, how many problems, the difficulty of problems is important. And I'm sure that now even Codeforces problem rating might be affected by the fact that more people are solving a task. But yeah, how good you are at problem solving is a metric that you need to focus on. Should we look at the other two tasks? I don't think it's even more important. So I don't think it's stupid to study computer science. I think it might be not beneficial to only be good at coding. So still referring to this comment. Maybe it's now useful to understand coding, but also be good at something else. Right? Because understanding the nature of code and how it behaves in a bigger project might be still very important. I don't know. I don't have strong thoughts about it. I agree. But for such a big contest, it might be difficult to come back and combat cheating in online rounds. Good point. Meta Hacker Cup still exists. I don't know about genetic AI particularly, but generally AI, I don't think is very helpful in upsolving unless you don't understand the editorial. Oh, Daniel is from Codeforces and this is his account. Okay. Actually, I can copy. So I couldn't find him before in Codeforces. Right, he didn't participate too much. I mean, you can check him yourself, but I wish him all the best. But how is it helpful? Understandable. I'm still very... It's such a nice feeling when I realize that some people got into programming and now have a job because of me. That's an amazing feeling. I don't think I fully used the potential of my, teaching and my YouTube channel, but still I think the streams and videos affected a lot of people. Russians got ranked first in AI Olympiad. Okay. To be honest, I had no idea. No, I did not participate in IOI. Let's look at another task, and I'm guessing that I will only be able to do a subtask solution. So should we look at maybe ball machine for 47 points? Also, I have AI. I can ask ChatGPT for a solution. So this is maybe what we will do. Actually, even before the stream, what I did is, like 5 minutes before the stream, I pasted PDFs into ChatGPT. I told it how to solve this problem, and it was thinking, and I never saw the answer. But I just thought that maybe it needs a lot of time to think. So maybe already generated solution to all the tasks. Ball machine. This is, well, B, ball machine. The contest is not made by me. Yeah, do not spam or you will get a ban. Madina has invented a ball machine to entertain the participants of IOI. The internal structure is as follows. There are n nodes. Node n-1 is called the root. That's very unusual. Usually node 0 is the root. For each node u, the parent is this. So it's a tree, but parent is always bigger ID. Who created that statement? Why parent is bigger ID? Always 0 is the root, not n-1. Okay, you're given a tree. n-1 is the root. You do not know the size n. Oh, okay, that's why. Or the parent PU of any node. We know the number of leaves and the indices. Your task is to determine the internal structure of the machine, so I guess the tree shape. Each node can hold at most one ball, and each ball has a value, non-negative integer. Node has value x if it holds a ball with value x. A node is occupied if it contains a ball, otherwise it is free. Initially all nodes are free or empty. You can perform two kinds of operations. Attempt to insert a new ball at a leaf. If it's occupied, then that's a fail. If it's free, so available, the ball is placed. Then the ball will keep moving down the tree, so towards the root. So the first ball will always get to the root. Movement stops when we reach so where we cannot go further. Collect, recursive. So collect will run DFS or something like that. Append the value of the ball here. Let's see you build the list of occupied children. Sort the children in increasing order of values of balls. And in this order, traverse. Okay, so it's DFS in some unusual order. And that's it. Okay. So we don't know the tree shape, but let's say the tree looks like this. If we put a red ball here, it has some value. It will keep dropping here, here, and eventually it will take the root. Then we, let's say, put some yellow ball here. It will drop only to one step down, so to this parent, and that's it. It cannot go further. Everything has a value. So the red maybe has a value of 5, yellow maybe has a value of 8. Maybe I drop one more here and it stays there and it has a value of 1. Maybe at some point I also dropped here something with value of 4. When I decide to collect, if I understand correctly, we start from the root, we collect the value here, which is 5, and then we sort children in increasing order, so 4 then 8. And I run DFS here, so let's say that there is one more ball there with the value of 9. Then after 4, DFS would collect a 9, then it would go into this other child's 8 and 1. Does it also collect zeros or something like that? The problems are not dependent on the host country. There is international scientific committee. The proposals come all over the world, from all over the world. In particular, last year the IOI was in Bolivia, and I was author of one of the tasks, even though I'm not from Bolivia, I'm from Poland. Is cheating in IOI possible? Well, possible, but difficult. When I participated, I saw another participant using his phone, so he should be likely disqualified. Last year, some people from China got half disqualified from having phones during the contest. But yes, IOI actually might be, well, it might be easier to cheat during IOI than during some other contests. Okay, now what am I allowed to do? Your task is to determine the size n and understand the full tree structure. Formal let k be the number of collect operations performed and b the maximum value of any ball across all insert calls. So it might be beneficial. Generally, you want to insert balls of different values, like I did here, because ties make it harder, but there might be a limit. You care about number of collects plus maximum value of any ball. That's limited by 1000. Interesting. 1000, by the way, might be square root of n. Usually when you see this limit, it might be logarithm with a very big constant factor, but also it might be square root. No, IOI is on site. You propose tasks. I think you need to, I don't know if you can be in high school, but I think after graduating high school you can propose a task. I don't know, you can check the rules. Standings is here. Still not a lot of change at the top. What's interesting now is, I think most interesting thing is this situation where one person not from the top has 90 points for ball machine, the highest score, but 0 for monuments. Let's keep looking at the ball machine task. Okay, well, still I didn't see the limits for... Oh, n is up to 1000. Am I looking at a good task? Yes. Sorry, ignore the square root part. The tree is quite small. What is M? Uppercase M. Number of leaves. Oh, we are given indices of leaves. Let's remember that. So almost 200 leaves. 1000 nodes total. There are subtasks. Not a lot of subtasks. 45. Wait, I do not understand. Am I stupid? What am I looking at? Oh, those are not separate tests. It's just grading. So many people get how many points for ball machine? 47. I want to understand what is 47 here. 5 plus 10, it's 15. Minus 47, that's 32. How do you get 32? You get, for example, 25 and 7. Okay, so it's subtasks 1, 2, 3. And then subtask 4, but only the C in the range of 200 up to 1000. Well, I guess I want to just solve it in just any way. Yeah, not worrying about constraints that much. And for the full score, you want C to be 44. So you want to go for logarithmic solution, most likely. Yep. Oh, square root is still available actually now. N is up to 1000, C up to 44. But C is the sum of two values. The B value and the restart value. You will find tasks here if you just, well, here. Okay, what can I do? Let's say that I know that it's a binary tree. I know the leaves. I can put balls there. And I need to understand the tree structure. I need to, for example, know that those two leaves, they have the same parent. So I guess it might be important to think about it this way. I have the leaves numbered, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3. I can put a ball somewhere. So let's say I send here something of value 1, here something of value 2, value 3, value 4. I can actually, I think, send using the same leaf multiple times. Let's say then here I send a 5. It's not clear to me if we should do it in increasing or decreasing order, and then I will get some information. Whatever I send first will get to the root, so that's trivial. Always there will be the root, and it will just simply get this guy. Then the root has multiple children, possibly. So, well, there is this. One of the children will get the second ball that I sent. And then when I sent another ball, it might be beneficial maybe to send multiple balls using the same node first to like take the full path. And then I know that DFS will first traverse this subtree and only then it will use others. I'm not sure. Now when I send yellow, I will just get 1, 2, 3. That's not beneficial. I think... Okay, I think that we need to send balls in decreasing order of values. So I'm going to send here, well, the first thing, let's say, is always a 1, and I send it here. Then I'm going to send here a 2, send here, sorry. Okay, I will send here a 5, then a yellow 4, then a blue 3, then a red 2. I will send in this order. First I'm sending this guy. It will get somewhere, and then yellow either will get here, and then as feedback I will get 1, 4, 5, or if the yellow got here on the path, so if those two leaves belong to the same subtree, I mean the same child of the root has them in the subtree, then this is the situation, and I will get a feedback of 1, 5, 4. So I think that's better. And then stuff continues. So 3 goes somewhere. If it's a completely new child of the root, then what I will get is 1, 3, and then other things. So, and then 2 will get somewhere. Let's say 2 is another child of 5. Then if I get a feedback of this form, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, then how I understand it is, well, 1 is stupid, it's always the root. Then 3 is child of the root. Then 5 is bigger than 3, so it's another child of the root. Then things smaller than 5 that follow are in subtree of 5. Then maybe if there is here something like 8, this is another child of the root, and so on. So always after a value, however many elements follow and they are smaller than this value, they are in the subtree. I think just practice of participation in contests, it's around 10 to maybe 15,000 hours, but closer to 10. But if you count teaching as well, though it's not really participation, then it will be, I think, 10,000 hours. But I think you might know a phrase like you need to spend 10k hours to master a skill. Actually, it's very important that that's not correct. Spend 10,000 hours of, how to call it, of practice with a purpose, of maybe thoughtful practice. By that I mean you shouldn't just do it without understanding and without a plan. For example, if you spend 10,000 hours driving a car, it doesn't make you a master driver. If you try to practice, try to become better, push yourself and all that stuff, so most likely, go to a racetrack and practice there, have a trainer and all that stuff, try to learn from better people, then you will become a master. Actually, this part is very important. I'm not sure how to phrase it properly, but 10,000 of coding also doesn't make you a master in coding if you not think about it too much, though arguably it's hard to code without thinking. But if I spend 10,000 hours implementing stuff like DFS, it's not really enough. Kevin, top 5? Well, here you go. And with a potential to still get to the first place. It's interesting that two first people, actually a lot of people from China in the top, but the two people in the top, I think for a long time they have the same situation of 247. Franek also with a great score. That's a good situation too. If he gets 47 points here, that's amazing. That's really the top, but you have only 45 minutes. And then 2 bronze level performances. The easiest way to get to be a grandmaster, I think, is to be a legendary grandmaster and then drop with rating. You can look at what is this? No, that's terms and conditions. You can look at my rating and see how easy it is. You get here, 3000 rating, and then you drop. Random Vietnamese guy accepted ball machine. What is this score? Whoa. Well, I hope he solves tiling. If he solves tiling for 100 points, it's a master score for today. He's a gold medal contender. And if not, well, maybe just like Rainbow in Code Forces, he solves problems from left to right. Just he will not bother reading the task before he solves the previous one. I feel so bad for that guy. He still can solve tiling. Okay, now everybody wish all the best to Phuc Nguyen Can. We hope he reads tiling and solves it. Not guaranteed scholarship, but increased chances. Yes, I plan to stream every day for IOI, which is today and Thursday. Okay, so I think this is the basic solution to put a ball for every node in decreasing order of values. Then you understand something. You understand that, well, 3. This would be the only child of the root. Here there are 3 children in the same subtree. Also, you have some understanding of that. What do I understand from that? Let's say that the leaves are numbered like this. If I get this sequence, what do I... Let's move this somewhere before. From this sequence, I know that there is the root. of the tree. Then here there is just a leaf 3. Then here there is a subtree. At the top there is 5, 2 and 4 in some order with some shape. And do we know anything else about it? I know that 5 got down here. Then 2 and 4. I think it's important to compare 2 and 4. We sent in decreasing order, so we did this, then that, and 2 and 4 are in 2 different subtrees, and about this guy I don't know anything, right? So this node here has at least 2 different children, maybe more. And 2 and 4 are, so 2 is here, 4 is here, 5 is anywhere in the subtree. Maybe I should keep building this tree and I should always represent it like this, where I know that 2 is in subtree here, 4 is in subtree here, 5 is there. Yeah, no, they do not see that. IOI is very special because you don't see the leaderboard and it changes a lot. It might be the only such contest in competitive programming. Why 95 points? 100 points. Oh, he's doing it. 16 points for tiling. Also, how many people have tiling? Around 230. I wonder if actually it's a good thing that that the leaderboard is hidden. It increases variance, and that might be not great if you have like a single or maybe 2 participations in IOI. How do the Uzbeks do? Like 4 silver medals roughly. Also, what about Georgia? A few weeks ago I was in Tenerife. It was a camp organized by Harbor Space and we trained with Georgians. I mean, mostly participants there in the IOI track were from Georgia. Scoreboard indeed reduces lag, reduces variance, but it's also a skill to, you know, be given 3 tasks and try to solve them as much as you can. I mean, well, if you're not IOI eligible, it's not that IOI problems are best suited for you, but yes, IOI has good quality of problems, so you should try. I guess I can show India, but you can also check them yourself. Samik Goyal is around the gold threshold. A lot of people are tied, but roughly top 33 should be a gold. Also, let's keep in mind that there isn't really that big difference between 205 and let's say 175. Still, there will be a second day. So, you know, top 30 versus top 60, it's close. After today, the biggest difference will be whether you solved tiling. If you did not, let's say you got 61 points or got less than 50, that's very bad. So first you need to solve tiling for 100 and then it's fight for harder to get points in the other two tasks. Four participants per country. I don't know the prizes, but they said that, I don't know which sponsor gives that, but there will be some NFTs given to participants, like some kind of virtual caps, as in, you know, a trophy given to every participant, theoretically worth some money, but I don't know if they can immediately exchange that for a guaranteed amount of money. I have no idea how that translates, sorry. But lead code is, let's say, Codeforces Division 3. Australian is top 5. Yeah, good for him. So I hope I'm correct that this is what we get. I mean, just for any solution, what I can do is I can restart a lot of times. So maybe I can send, if I have two leaves, and I send first from here, I will send a ball with value 1, then the root will get 1 always. Then I will from here send 2. And then from here I will send a value 1. Then either I will get this situation and I will get 1, 1, 2, or I will get this situation and I will get 1, 2, 1. This way I can check if 1 and 2 are in the same subtree, in the same child of the root. What I also can do is I can first, from this guy, I can send multiple ones in order to create a full path. So from the same leaf, I can send multiple times a ball with the same value. I think that's allowed. And then if from somewhere else I send a 2, I will get information what is the LCA of those two. I will get feedback like 1, 1, maybe. I will get DFS result of 1, 1. Oh no, that's stupid. Sorry, the other way around. I need to here again. I need to always start from big values. So from this is leaf number 1. From that down, I will send value 2 multiple times in order to create a full path that looks like this. Then from a leaf 2, I will send value 1 and it will get somewhere. Then I will get DFS feedback like 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. And from that, I will deduce what is length of a path until you get to LCA of those two leaves. Yeah, that should be enough to reconstruct the tree. I don't know how efficient it is. And then what you need to do is just do a lot of things at the same time. Maybe it's a good idea to send, if you have a lot of, those are just ideas. I don't have enough time to investigate them. What's the most amount of money you won? Actually, it's a lot. I won at some competition that much, $25,000. It was multiple years ago. It wasn't a difficult contest. And this is when I started a YouTube channel. I decided that I have enough money to live for the next more than a year. So I don't care that I will not earn from YouTube. And I don't need a full-time job. That's how I started YouTube. It was called... I went to to Sofia, and it was called Pay Safe Hackathon or something like that. Okay, here's a guess. I think that it's very reasonable to do from leaf 1, send a value n, and do it a lot of times, like n times send a value n. Then from a leaf 2, n times send a value n minus 1. From leaf 3, well, no, you are not happy sending that big of values. I think we need to involve logarithm. Maybe we will look at binary representation of every leaf. Maybe it's some kind of divide and conquer, where from multiple leaves we send values 2, and then from others we send values 1. Well, what's nice about IOI is that there are often multiple ideas that you can investigate. Compare that to code forces, where often you need to get one single observation, and it's not that you have a lot of options. Please write in English. No, there isn't submission site. I don't know what is the biggest benefit. For me, it's, well, I guess thinking. My brain is better because I did so much competitive programming. The link is in the YouTube description. Can anyone cheat? I think that it's hard to answer this philosophical question. It's not allowed to cheat, if that's what you're asking. Is everybody able to cheat? Like, I think almost everybody, yes. Though there might be some people who are so pure or so not intelligent that they cannot cheat. Though it's not easy to cheat. Still 16 for tiling. Come on. As the chat said, random guy from Vietnam. Actually, let me check. Code forces. It's this guy. His rating likely should be bigger because he only did few contests. So likely he should be above 2000. Interesting. Okay. As I told you just before the stream, I pasted PDFs to ChatGPT. Do I know anything for ball machine? Yes. Now, how do I share that? I don't want to show the full page. Share chat. Publicly copied. Incognito mode. Okay, this seems safe. Here we go. Okay, what I asked is what is the solution for tiling? There was a solution, but we already discussed. And not even C++ implementation. And then I pasted ball machine, asking what's the solution for 47 points, because I already saw leaderboard, it was half through the contest, and I saw that many people got 47 points. And I asked how to solve for 47 points. I wasn't interested in the full thing, because maybe it's too advanced, I will not even have time to read. Useful observation is that insert is basically free. Yeah, you pay the cost of only collecting, so resetting. Measure the union of root paths. Japan did it. Japan 271. Ooh. Nice. Yuya Hirasawa. Nice, nice, nice. I mean, China is so strong in IOI that I will always root for others, like as underdogs. And I must say it's nice to see that actually two people from China got 247 early on, and they still struggle to get 100 here. There is only half an hour left. So that's a surprise. China dominated in past few years. Half an hour left. Okay, back to this. You think somebody will get all tasks? All kill? Maybe? Okay, measure the union of root paths. Oh, we insert return something. I forgot about that. Not this. Ball machine, that. I thought that only collection gives you something. Insert returns false if leaf is already occupied. Right. Well, good point. Also, it's very dangerous in IOI that you can misread the problem statement and forget, for example, that you can use some value. Maybe it's an easy task, but you will never know because there is no leaderboard. Good point. So for every leaf you can insert a lot of things, you will get the depth of that leaf if you reset. So we can get the depth, and you can get depth of LCA of 2 nodes. Wait, I don't understand. Again, at the end, every vertex belongs to the union. Sure. And it's occupied exactly once. Sure. Then call collect. With one collect, we can compute this size of the... I mean, if you from all the leaves, if you run, then you will get all the nodes. Oh, they are suggesting that for 2 leaves we can fully fill the paths and this way get the LCA depth. I agree. Number of leaves up to 3. You can for every leaf fully fill the path and know it the depth. For every pair you can fully fill one and then the other. And then you will know also the LCA depth. So you know depth of different things. And that should be enough to reconstruct the tree. I wonder if that's trivial or it requires a series of ifs. Another 100. Somebody from Russia. Also, we start getting partial points. The important subtask free trick. We cannot ask all the pairs of leaves. In subtask 3, number of leaves is small. The intended direction is to use ball values. All right, because so far we don't really use collection feedback. This is what I said when I said it was hard to compare IOI with code forces. IOI problems consist of multiple steps. Even here, you need to handle the true and false value from the feedback from putting a ball. And also you need to have the collect function returning some DFS order. And that's like basically 2 tasks hidden in one. How many minutes left? 20. Fill one already constructed subtree, assigning values to its vertices so that a newly inserted chain can reveal where it touches. If we already fill something, I suggested from one ID, from one leaf, fully filling the path, and then when you send something from another leaf, you will know where it hits that path. But we can also construct some partial tree, like more than just one path, and then put something else somewhere there. Suppose we already have reconstructed minimal subtree containing leaves. Okay, so we can one by one understand what is the shape of the tree just with a leaf 0, then just with a leaf 1, and so on. Right? It's like a virtual tree or compressed tree. Just maybe if you focus only on leaves 0 and 1, you know that the tree looks like this, where here the depth is 7, or it's like length of an edge is 7 here, 3 here, 5 here. And then when you have another leaf 2, with proper queries, if you first send balls from here and from here, I'm guessing with values just 2 and 3, then you send even a single ball of value 1 from here, you will from DFS get feedback of where it hits. Because if you first send balls from there and it's all filled with, let's say, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then maybe 3, 3, 3, I don't know if that's needed. And from here you send a value 1, it will hit somewhere. Maybe it will hit here, a value 1, and then DFS will tell you 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and something. Also, if it hits, I don't know, here, you will understand that, because after a 3 there will be 1. So you will know exactly where this leaf joins, and for example, now you will know, oh, the situation doesn't look like that. Actually, it's here length 4, here length 3, and here length 5. That's reasonable and not very complicated. To add a leaf, recreate that already known subtree, what you know about previous leaves, by inserting balls from there. Provide carefully chosen values, so those are just bigger values, so its vertices are distinguishable there. And for just 2 leaves, I said that I used 2 values, maybe we need to use more. Repeatedly insert from a new leaf. They will form a new chain. You do it repeatedly so that to know the new added depth. Then collect is very important. We can use 1 collection per newly introduced leaf. The somewhat annoying part is making this economical in terms of the B. The B was the max value used. If we literally give every known vertex a unique value, we'd need this. I see how we can use maybe degree of everything. No. Well, every leaf should be a different value, I think. For the 47 solution, useful first operation is to fill the entire tree with 0 valued balls and call collect. Its returned array has exactly an entry, so we know n. Alright. So you know which subtask it is. First determine n. Okay. Well, I will not go more into details. I want to also take a look at the last task. Kevin can wipe code now. Let's see the ranking. So we have, surprising right now, not China at the top. We have Japan, China, US, and Australia. It seems that you need around 200 points to be at gold medal territory. But of course, 180 isn't that much different. So silver, even here, anybody here can still fight for gold tomorrow. From 140 it will be hard. So this is not really fighting for gold tomorrow territory, or at least it will be very, very difficult. But a lot of people then here can fight for silver still. And I would say the following. If you have 100 points at least today, you will fight for bronze. But if you're below that, it will be hard. But right now, what we have is bronze medal at 126 points, silver at around 170, and gold around 190. What's most exciting though is of course the fight for the win. And here China might not win. Big CP event? What kind of event? For online, it's hard without proctoring. In qualifications to big contests, what happens is that you need to record your monitor and yourself. I mean, but still, how do you prevent things like, going to a toilet in the middle of the contest and checking something on your phone? On-site contests are good. It's hard to cheat in an on-site contest. I'm sad to hear that. Let's look at the last task, monuments. So I think that ball machine is an example of a good IOI problem where you can have a lot of ideas, you can optimize for multiple parameters. In 5 hours, you can be given 3 tasks, and it's intended that you will spend around 2 hours per task, especially here with easy tiling. So maybe if you spend 3 hours to solve this for a good number of points, it's okay. Okay, finally monuments. This is task A. I mean, it's not that easy to understand that something is easy. 15 minutes left. I hope he gets 100 points. Otherwise, he will be so mad at himself. But at least he solved the hard problem. That's also an achievement. Monuments. N monuments standing in a line. Each of them is located at some coordinate xi. The center of the square is coordinate 0. We require perfect symmetry with respect to the center. We want to move some monuments to achieve this symmetry. However, M monuments are ancient and too fragile to be moved. Those are the indices. They must stay. The remaining monuments can be moved. The cost of moving is the difference of coordinates. Okay, that's very simple setting. And there are subtasks. Now, that sounds more like a code forces problem or just some competitive programming problem. That could be easy, could be hard. It's actually very difficult to say. So when I read ball machine, I hope that I understood that there can be so many ideas to be investigated, so many things that you can work on. The constraints show that it's not a trivial task. Versus for monuments, in a contest, I would have no idea if it's difficult or not. It might as well, after reading, I would think it might as well be the easiest task in the contest. Australian guy improved in ball machine. Oh, nice. He is winning with Chinese guys by 1 point. And then Jonathan from the US is losing by 1 point. Okay, so just a normal task. You know which Olympiad often has such tasks and they might be extremely difficult? Japanese Olympiad. Japanese Olympiad is one of the hardest national Olympiads, and sometimes they have something like this. It might sound simple, but it will turn out that it's crazy difficult. Okay, so I'm guessing that for small n it's a DP. I don't know yet, of course, but you have some fixed locations. So something is here, something is here, something is here. Because of that, you need to get things at symmetrical positions. So you need to get things here. We can basically now ignore that. You now have some other locations occupied. If some pair is already symmetrical, then you ignore both. Let's say now nothing is symmetrical here. And you want to achieve the following. You have some white points. You want to get 3 of them to the green positions. So maybe, for example, this. I mean, that I don't think would be optimal. Then something here, maybe like that, maybe this. And now, so you want to move some white to the green positions that are required. And the remaining, you want to make symmetrical. For example, if there is odd number of them, so this guy would move here. And those two, for them, well, one of them you move to the opposite of the other. So let's say here. This might be the optimal solution here. Obviously, you will never move this point here to the left and this point to the right. That's stupid. So I'm assuming that for small enough n, it's a DP where you can go from left and right. So I'm guessing that DP of LR is mean total cost to achieve symmetry between things on the left from this index and on the right from this index. But then n is up to 500,000, so actually it's difficult. Really, to me, it smells like a Japanese Olympiad problem. And there are subtasks. N up to 32, that's very small. I think I would immediately aim for polynomial DPs, so I would aim somewhere here. 300. Well, nice. I mean, let's be honest, it would be strange if that did not happen. Especially because 2 people got to 247 a long time ago. So he got to 247 when? How can I get that? Ball machine, monuments, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Halfway through the contest, so at 2 hours, 12 minutes, he already got 200 points. And then he kept working on ball machine. He got 47 points in 20 minutes. And then it took him 2 extra hours to solve 400 points. Whoa! Arthur with some nice improvement. What did he solve now? Ball machine for 47. How old is Artur Smoleński from Poland? I don't know how old he is, but he's young. Okay, so that's right now for Poland, very nice result. Yes, 2 from China are legendary grandmaster, but it's very likely that actually all 4 of them are on the level of legendary grandmaster. If you take max score from those 2 guys from Poland, you would get a nice, 240 points? No, there isn't one, best roadmap, but you can search for some. Oh, sorry. Yellow and red tick marks. I mean, ignore the color, but those are just 4 people from Poland. It's just random highlighting color. Yeah, I think that, well, if you look at top 4 or top 10, China is the strongest in the world. They have a lot of extremely strong participants. If you divide their results by the population, then it's more of an even game, but still. So what, China is 30 times bigger than Poland? Now, if Poland has sends the 5th best person and China sends 150th best person, I think 5th best person from Poland would win, but maybe not easily. Please speak English. No, the Vietnamese guy. Come on. Well, the idea of Olympiads is that it's limited per country. And for some people, the most difficult part is to advance from their national stage. That also is true for sports. Some countries are so strong at some sports that they do not send a person who still would fight for the win, but it's just that the country is that strong. Well, at least everybody now cheers for the Vietnamese guy. Four minutes left. The participants do not see the leaderboard, but they do know their own scores, by the way. I mean, Poland, historically, the Eastern Europe and also Russia does well in stuff like math, physics, chess, now also computer science. There might be multiple factors, but it's all interconnected. One factor was incentive. Maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, or even 50 years ago, it was difficult to have a good life in those countries, and going into engineering or going into those scientific fields was some way to get out of either the country or poverty. So maybe this is one of the reasons why these countries are strong at stuff like, let's say, physics. Because if you become a physics professor and maybe you get to the US, your life will be so much better. And this still affects the world right now, because in these countries, like for example Poland, the participants are strong also because there is a big community, a lot of strong teachers. In Poland, in multiple cities, there is a strong high school where there is a teacher who wants to teach, who wants to help participants participate in IOI or in National Olympiad. and they conduct classes. Kevin still, if you get a gold medal performance but you don't win, is that a loss? That's a sad sentence. But not always you win. I wanted to get a gold medal in ICPC, and we messed up so much. In particular, I messed up so much with 2 geometry problems in ICPC finals. That's the worst, possibly the worst contest performance of my life, in the most important contest of my life, where I prepared for multiple years. I spent tens of hours per week. I didn't care about university during that time. 200 people will get a medal, including top 30 will get a gold medal. I think that informatics is popular in India, but it's also about the level of it. And again, it's about teachers. Also, you have so many cities, so many towns, that it's not viable to, even if you had, let's say, 10 strong teachers, they would cover such a small part of the country. Compared to that, China is crazy in terms of just the system, how they approach Olympiads. I think they are very structured about it. Yeah, it happens. There are more important things in life, right? If you think about it, the health or like the well-being of your family is so much more important than, ICPC medal. I was later a coach of ICPC gold medal team. That's something. The contest is over. I think that for the next seconds we still can get some updates, because maybe somebody submitted in the last minute. Yes, tasks are available. You can scroll up for a link, or please somebody paste the link. It seems that we have one person with the full score, of course somebody from China, though I think he wasn't treated as the strongest contender for the win from China. This guy, Kevin from Code Forces, is the strongest in terms of the rating. Then there is somebody from Japan and Australia with great performances, with good scores in ball machine. Sadly, there is a person who solved the difficult task but didn't solve the easy task. That's, I think, the saddest event today. Yeah, also, yes, I agree. It's funny that you get 7th in the world and people are saying, oh, you messed up. Obviously, he will get a gold medal, top 30. All right. So I, of course, cheered for Poland mostly. And it seems that we have 2 people around the gold medal, though, it's just 10 points. Oh, new submission is being judged. So Krzysiek got some extra points. That's great. He moves to silver, and we have a 1 bronze today. From bronze to silver now it's around 30 points, 40 points, so it's still possible. And then some countries I coached recently, Uzbekistan. They started very strong, but right now they seem to be closer to silver. You can see 8 people because 4 are unofficial participants. The host country can send 1 extra unofficial team. They will not count towards medals. And what about Georgia? Close to gold. And few bronze, silvers. UK around silver, US. This year, nice performance from the US. India, gold/silver, silver/bronze, and 2 no medals. Indonesia, silver, bronze, nothing. Pakistan, a bronze. Spain, how is Spain doing? 4 bronze medals, I think. Vietnam, gold, silver, bronze. This is the link where you can check yourself. I mean, on your own you can check your country. And yeah, tasks are available here. Also in YouTube description. Interesting observation that India is good at other Olympiads. Maybe because those other Olympiads are way older. India is good at math and, for example, chess. Those are old disciplines, old sports. Computer science is relatively new. And maybe here it's more important that even when a country actually got strong access to the internet and the computers. So, you know, for the US, it's easier because their transformation into this digital world started earlier. And again, it's not even about the students nowadays. It's about those who are now teachers. If you don't have strong people in algorithms who are now, 40 years old, who will now teach, then you will not have strong participants and strong students. So maybe that's why India has a harder time in computer science compared to other Olympiads. Yeah, this is so sad. 123 is not great. If you sort by ball machine score, you need to scroll quite the way to get to people who do not have 100 for tiling. And 16, I mean, yeah, here. Sad. Olympiad style contest practice? Well, virtual contests of past Olympiads. Nice from Korea. Okay. Yes, this is real-time leaderboard with some small delay, but I think now the contest is over and that should be final. I don't think enough. Well, you can see on the left in the queue that somebody's C is being judged. Okay, so still things are happening, but not a lot. Maybe I can look here. All right, we get close to the end of the stream. The second day will be on Thursday. So tomorrow the contestants have a day off and they have some trip. I think you can even check the IOI schedule. Today was contest day 1. Tomorrow there is Magic Safari Tour and movie time. I don't know if it's public information what movie it is, but actually I already know. And so they will all go to cinema. But also, in terms of the safari, I think as a contestant, I would want to skip it. In 40 degrees outside, even if you're in shadow all the time, even if you don't have direct sunlight on you, still, it's so unpleasant. So no, I will not stream tomorrow during the safari tour in IOI. No, I'm home, by the way. I'm not in Uzbekistan now. But in 2 days, on Thursday, There will be contest day 2, so yes, I will stream. I'm guessing that they will not be forced to take a trip, but I don't know. And I don't think there is online judge right now. It will eventually come. Usually in Codeforces such things are announced. In Codeforces there is in particular a way to submit past IOIs. So yeah, tomorrow nothing, and on Thursday I will stream IOI day 2. Now, using this end of the stream, I will again mention what will happen in the next weeks and months. And I think today I will post announcement on Codeforces, where this stream was sponsored by Harbor Space. For example, I guess I can... let me copy this. So this stream was sponsored by Harbor Space, and the plan for next months is that I will do a lot of live streams and videos sponsored by them. So they want to support the community. Actually, they for many years sponsored Codeforces educational rounds. If you participated, let's say 2 years ago, 4 years ago, you should remember that. Harbors, in particular, I went to Barcelona a few times already to teach algorithms and data structures there at Harbor Space. So if you're a student of Harbor Space, maybe you met me in real life. And the plan for next month is to do 3 group classes for high school students. There will be Olympiad track, and there will be easier competitive programming group at like Division 2 level, let's say. Well, the Olympiad group would be covering topics like, you know, from USACO Guide Platinum or so, like, let's say, segmentary beats, heavy light decomposition, doing past Olympiad problems. And then the easier group will be general things, like, you know, dynamic programming, segmentary lecture with problem solving of non-trivial segmentary tasks. Those will be closed groups, but you can register for free. I don't yet know if there will be a limit for number of participants. We'll see. So I think registration will start this week, and I don't know yet if everybody can join or we will choose. But also you will get more content on YouTube, which is, I think, great. So again, thanks to Harbor Space for all of this. Oh, there is already virtual contest. Nice. And to answer this, yes, but it's not that there is Harbor Space batch that was 4th, because that actually that year that I taught computer science there, algo data structures, indeed the people there in the class were very strong, but in particular there were 3 very, very strong people, and by title I was their coach, but actually it's not that I taught them that much. For multiple years they practiced a lot, including Yahor Dubovic, who was and I think still is very high LGM. This will be online, so coming soon. Weekly online free group classes, Zoom, Discord, where you need to register. That's, I think, the most interesting thing, but also regular streams, videos. So I think it's great. Big thanks to them. I'm happy that they sponsor the streams. And I think even this weekend we will do the first open class regarding that, and then the others will be closed. Will Safari be live streamed? I don't think so. Okay, one last look at the ranking. I think nothing changed. Congrats for the all kill of course, from China. Congrats to Japan, Australia, US also for good scores. I don't know, maybe. Not right now, certainly. And you can register on Codeforces soon. Maybe parts of lectures will be posted, like, you know, always a single problem or a single lecture part. Okay, and problems for IOI are in the YouTube description. Thank you everybody for watching this thing with me. See you in 2 days for the second day of IOI, where likely we will get another 3 tasks. And have a good day, or 2 days, all of you. Yeah, see you then for day 2. Congrats to the contestants for high scores. What was this problem 3? Well, it was just an easy task, tiling. Second easiest task in the past 10 years of IOI. Okay. Bye everybody. See you on Thursday.